Okay, I'm back. This is a current book as of the making of this video. In fact, it is Johanna's newest, is Rooms of Wonder. And yes, I really like this book. So I'm working on a couple things here. We're going to work on this rainforest right now, or the shower, so to speak. And then next time we'll come work on a tree. So if I can get around my light right there, I'm going to zoom in on that. Now, generally when a shower comes down, it gets bigger as it comes down. So I have just eyeballed it, but you can take paper or whatever, and you can even take the blue painter's tape and go down through there. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. I am going to grab some tape. All right, this is the blue painter's tape. And because I don't want it to stick to my book and pull anything off, I am going to take it and put it on my sleeve first. Okay, if I can. So it is picking lint and stuff up off my sleeve, and now it's not as tacky. So it won't tear my book up when I come to release it from the page. So I'm going to go there, and see, I did from the dip area. I didn't go from the outside right here. I went from right inside. So another piece. Several of you have said that you like seeing the process. So here's the process. You can put this on. I'm just wearing a fleece, just little inside jacket. But I mean, you can use, excuse me, your blue jeans, t-shirt, whatever. The thing you're trying to accomplish is just get some of the tackiness off the tape so you don't rip your pages when you go back later to pull it up. Now, I want to kind of get the same angle, but I'm not going to be... See, I know I don't want it all the way out there. It's probably a little closer to right there. It may be a little wide. And see, that pulled a little bit of green up with it, but not a lot. So I'm going to say right in there. That's kind of the same angle. Not really. It shouldn't be this difficult, y'all. Okay, there. Good enough. So I'm going to take my lightest shade, and these are the Imaginor by Colorya. This is Robin Egg Blue, 428. You can see I've not rubbed all of it off yet. Maybe I don't use this one as much. I usually think of it being lighter down at, that's the only problem with the tape, is it will pick up every little piece of hair. I think of it as being lighter down towards the bottom, but you still want some of that light color to come up to the top. Now, this is a good place if you have the drawing gum, okay, to use. This is Frisket, and it goes by a lot of different names, but you paint it on, let it dry, and then you can go over the top, and it will just roll off afterwards and leave everything underneath still just clean as can be. So I'm just going to go in here, kind of go at this. I'm not worried about the drops too much because I think I'm going to come back with a paint pen to do them. So if I go over them, I'm not too stressed over it. But just getting some of these done. And another thing, you can take a piece of tape and put across the top here, and then you can bump up next to that. And that's not a straight line, so just follow around there the best you can. But now I can bump up against that, and I don't have to keep wondering if I'm going to be off the page. this just makes things simpler, you know. Hopefully this will turn out. I've never done a page quite like this before. But as you can see, I've got quite a bit of the light area down here at the base, and then not as much at the top. So you know how I usually take the colors and just overlay them where they mesh together? This is kind of the same thing, but it's here and then less. It's going to be less and then less as I come. You'll see. So my next color is 422. This is supposed to be something blue. I think it's peacock blue. So same company. So see, I'm coming up here again. Now this time I'm just working it a little different. I'm starting on the paper and then flipping up. Paper and then flip up and off. So see how it looks like some actual water falling. And it also gives me just a slightly different texture. Just make sure you're going straight and not arching it, because otherwise it's going to look like your water is in a storm and it's flying sideways, and you really don't want that. So going around some of these. Yeah, and see, I would have used that paint on Frisket if I'd have thought about it earlier. I really should have done that, because then I could have just gone right over the top of all this and not worried about it. Now see, as I get down here, I will do some of this darker, just not as much, because I still want my lighter color to show up a lot down there. I want this color to show up more here in the middle. But see, down in here it's okay, because that's down in the deep shadows. So it's okay if that's a little darker down there. Again, I've never done one like this before, so we'll see. I am still waiting to get some goodies from, I think it was King Art, that said they were going to send me some stuff. So don't think that you've missed that. I just have not gotten it yet. Okay? Just has not shown up in the mail. And I am going to go across to here. Pull this down. I'm going to lay the pencil down and see what effect I get. Just a little different. It's all right. And I'm going to use a darker green on there so that it does cover this blue, because as you can tell, I haven't been too worried about crossing over all that. Just going for it. Just kind of living it and going. 443, Ocean Blue. And again, this one is even a little bit darker. And I don't want it to be solid mass across here. So as I come down, I'll start over with my streakiness each time. And I'll get to where I do it less and less. I hope this is coming out better than I think it is. We'll find out in a bit. Let's just take a little sneak peek. Y'all ready? Because that seemed way too easy. Get all this tape off. Oh, hey, that does look pretty cool. Okay, so what do you think? Kind of like a little rain shower? I wouldn't mind being in there. I do like it darker at the top, lighter at the bottom. Some of this I do have a little too splotchy looking even for me. And again, I do have a real pointy eraser that if I decide I want to, I can go in and erase all this. So you decide how you want to deal with that. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. For that to have been that fast. Just don't be in a panic in it. Loosen up and go for it. Because what can you always do? You can always erase it and go again. All right. Now I am going to bring in even a little bit more dark down here at the base, because we are down here in the back where the shadows are, and it never hurts to have just a little bit of that going on. I just realized I did the tips of these, but I never did the bottoms. So hopefully I have those greens still pulled somewhere. Oopsie. It's gonna be okay. Can't stress out over a coloring book. Just cannot do it. Okay, and you can see how I kept my straight lines without really just putting in solid lines to follow. So that worked out well. That painter's tape worked out really well. Painter's tape's not cheap, but if you don't use it a whole lot, instead of taking it off like this, you can always take it off easy and tape it over on the edge of something. You know, just tape it down on the edge of your table or something, and you can reuse it. Okay, and again, this is Scotch Blue, but you've probably heard of Yellow Duck or something like that. I forget what it is. So there's lots of different brands. I know Sherwin-Williams has theirs. So painter's tape is one thing that I do not off-brand buy. Okay, buy something that is kind of familiar. Like I won't get it from one of those cheap places from overseas. Yeah, painter's tape is something that if I'm going to the trouble of using it, it's because I really need it for a project and I need it to come through for me. So I'm not wanting this to get too dark coming up in here, but I wanted some of that base darker. And then I'll come in now with that medium shade and come up a little bit too. And it'll just help blend it into this lightest in the mid area. There. I think I'm good with that, y'all. So if you zoom in again, you can see how it's really dark up here at the top. And then it's going to get lighter as it goes down. And then at about a third of the way down, it's going to start getting darker again. But I never get just really overly dark at the bottom. It's darker at the top. So anyway, well, that's all I have for this time. I was going to show you stuff I bought, but I actually have not bought anything new to show. So until next time, happy coloring, and keep those pencils out and going. Talk to you later. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Tell me in the comments a book that is new that you really wish I would color out of. Okay? It really needs to be something that's fairly new. I have a birthday in April, and I get to put stuff in my Amazon wish list. And so hopefully my family will get me a book, at least one. And I'd love to be coloring in something that you want to see. So, yeah, let's do that. So leave me a comment, and I will talk to you later. Bye.